Oh, my friends, I did it again. I got wrapped up in watching the video and I did not start the game. We're getting that going right now. Greetings, friends, and welcome back to another episode. I can't talk. Another episode of DreamWizard Plays number 401. Can you believe that? Disco Elysium, apparently from 2021, although it says 2019 there. This is part 11 out of, I don't even know. I have no idea how many is likely. We're on day 3. Apparently you could beat the game in 5 days. It takes some people 7 to 8 days. I'm probably going to be the latter. So if we're finally on day 3, we could be at this for another 2 or 3 weeks. So we'll see. But the good news is I'm having fun and I hope you are. Happy Monday. Here we are again doing the thing. Let me briefly address this. Yeah, the last half an hour of my stream from Friday, no audio from me. I was talking. I had myself muted. I had muted myself to cough, to hack up a loogie and, not directly into the microphone for your sake. And I forgot to turn it back on. So that happened. Also, I think for some reason this camera just keeps dropping little by little or something. I don't know. Like it's cutting off the top of my head now. There's my head. Does anyone care? Maybe not. Maybe you want to see more of my microphone. Maybe that's what you like. Maybe you only tune into these streams to see the microphone. It's sexy. It's a beautiful microphone. Got this big squishy foam pad on it. Hey, anyway, that is what it is. Would you kindly like, share, subscribe, tell your friends? Always need more viewers for the game streams. Volunteer dreamers. There are new episodes of Dreamscapes. One came out on Saturday. I'm going to flash that on the screen in a moment. Let's do this backwards. Let's do this. Let's do it right now. This is the episode. Dreamscapes number 161, Paradiso Perduto, dropped on Saturday, and you can find that on this very YouTube channel. You can go to benjaminthedreamwizard.com and get that in a downloadable MP3 format. You can download it and take it with you. Take the wizard with you wherever you wander, as they say. Why don't I say wizard? Maybe I will be the wizard. Anyway, that's that. If you would like to support my work, I have 17 currently available works of historical dream literature. The most recent is not the one that's over here. I'm all over the place in my head. I can't today. I was mowing the lawn. I got too much sun. I'm probably dehydrated. Ready to start drinking, though. How about you? Book 3 in the ABC series is featured at my left. It is Oneirochronologia Volume 1. 1 of 3. The translation for the title is the study of dream interpretation, or the study of the evolution of dream interpretation over time. There you go. Oneirochronologia. An anthology collection of shorter works of historical dream literature that I did not want to leave out of my catalog. And there you have it. That is book 3, Oneirochronologia. I can't words. Oneirochronologia. Why did I make such a complicated word? I don't know. I think it's actually a blending of Greek and Latin. You're welcome. I do what I want. When you're inventing new words, why not? Also a combination of Greek and Latin. Monopoly. Mono. Poly. One Greek suffix and a Latin word. I don't remember which way that is, but the word monopoly is a combination of Greek and Latin. So I am not the first. And as I said, I do what I want. There you have it. That's enough of that. All this and more, of course, at benjaminthedreamwizard.com. And if you would head on over to benjaminthedreamwizard.locals.com, you can get your hands on this. The recipe for Socialist Champagne. It is the themed custom cocktail for Disco Elysium. And it's a good thing. I find this particularly tasty, and it's very easy to make because we might be playing this game for a minute, as I say. And I don't say that with regret. I'm just kind of surprised. Wow, it was a long game. I spent a lot of time thinking and reading just about every dialogue option because I'm having a blast. So I hope you're entertained by it as well. If you have a beverage of your choice ready to go, would you raise your glass and join me in the toast? Here we go. Ein Prosit Nostrovia, Kanpai, Salud, cheers to you, and here's mud in your eye. Delicious. All right, let's get this stuff off the screen. and get into the game. And make sure I'm going to be kind of paranoid about my voice. Whether my audio is being captured properly. All right, continuation. Here we go. It's only 5 or 7 minutes of jibber jabber. So here we were talking to these guys, and we had just accepted a mission to find his lost jacket. We'll see if that actually happens or not. You know, times being what they are and things. Apparently we can walk all the way over here. Maybe. Why can't we go any further? That is a bar. We got to get this raised somehow. Actually, I got to move back a little bit because I had a thought. What is that? A
drop in temperature, an easy flow there. An empty street. Before you, a thoroughfare unjammed with lorries. No more drivers smoking on hitch steps. Just silence.
What does the smoke smell like?
Chemically sweetened. Across the road, a forgotten bus stop. Corrosion has opened a hole in its roof. An elm tree watches over the building. Its branches are dripping with rain and snow. The road is smooth and motley. Craters filled with a black asphalt. The asphalt, first laid, is grey already. A row of tenements are under construction in the distance.
Who are the people who live across the road?
A tub warm with water, white with soap. A man bathes while radio waves transmit the lottery numbers. 4, 18, 21, 4, 1. A modern washing machine rattles a drawer full of silverware. His boyfriend is on his way home. He brings tins of meat and vegetables with him. Their pockets are heavier with money, but only slightly.
What's this about a bus stop?
Number 312D. Young girls used to come here, huddled up, hoping for more warmth than their thin coats give them. The bus took them to school. It has not run for 8 years. There were not enough girls to sustain its cost.
Tell me about the road.
Craters pocked the surface. Children played in them until heavy trucks full of black pitch rolled in. The landowners have filled the craters with money. It is a vital artery of the flow of trade. There's one bump on the road. A dead dog lies flat about 200 paces away, right at the turn.
Oh God, tell me about the dead dog.
Tragedy comes from the wheels of a fast RCM vehicle, hurrying to work. The cold washes over you. The sound of the sea has grown distant.
Damn, are they trying to suggest I ran over the dog? Wouldn't surprise me. This game is just full of unrelenting tragedy. All right, that's enough.
The wind moves the aerosol. A detective stands behind the boom barrier. A breeze moves a curl of his hair.
All right, we got plus 5 XP out of that. So we can walk all the way up to this, and it seems like the world just kind of stops here. Is there a way to get beyond this? Can this barrier be raised? Doesn't seem so, but that is a problem for another day, I suppose. I'm going to come on up here and talk to these kids.
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone. He can't be more than 5 years old. The other one looks indistinguishable from him. He watches his brother kick the stone with his tongue lolling out of his mouth.
Hey kids, where's your mom?
The kids don't reply, absorbed in their little game.
Are you guys twins?
The stone-kicking one becomes frantic all of a sudden, as if that's something to be scared of. The obvious fact that you just stated.
He looks just like me,
says one of them. Yes, I did say that.
The boy doesn't answer. His brother throws another rock. Both of their hair is covered in some kind of dirt.
You're bad with kids.
Kim? You're right. I am.
Don't worry, everyone is. How about we do some police work now? We're not getting anything here.
It's true. All right, kids. We'll see you later. Or not. Who knows? Let's go talk to this old lady here. Oh, I'm having a perception. Inside, you hear the cozy sound of some kind of heater sputtering. The woman next to a bucket of clothes hums an odd melody. Her eyes are closed.
Welcome to the fishing village. Please lean in closer. I have cataracts.
I go ahead and lean closer.
Oh, welcome, police officer. We don't cause any trouble around here. And we don't want any trouble either.
We are not here to cause any trouble, madame.
Trouble? Say the second thing, Bratan. Shows you got style.
The horrific necktie wants me to say, we're cops. We're hellraisers. Click, click, bang, bang. But what I'm going to say is, yes, as he said, we're cops. We don't cause trouble. We take care of trouble.
Oh, of course. Last time we saw you around here was 12 years ago. You also came to take care of trouble then. Wish you did. But still, in Martinez, you're considered an ill omen.
Wait, are you saying that I have been here before?
No, not you personally. I meant the RCM. Some of the men got into a fight. One of them killed another. Locked himself in that woodshed over there.
She points to the building behind her.
He was brooding, needed some help opening the door. You got it open for him and took him to think about what he'd done in a more secluded place. Somewhere more quiet.
She says it as if he was on some kind of spiritual retreat.
So what kind of ill omen are we talking about here?
Oh, the usual. Dark tidings. Black hound.
That's you, all right. A black hound licking your own heels.
Well, I gotta be honest with you, miss, or ma'am, as the case may be. I am an ill omen, all right.
You're not. No one around here considers us an ill omen. People would have told us.
Kim, she's telling us. Right now.
Maybe they are afraid.
Why is that?
Because you're an ill omen. But you're still welcome here. As long as men with guns aren't chasing you. And maybe even then. Because that's the kind of fishing village we've built. I'm sorry there's not a lot of room to park the motor carriage. And not a lot of houses. Or a lot of people. My kids are long gone. Searching for treasure. So are others. Ah, look at me ramble on. What brings you to us?
Is there anywhere someone could put up for the night around here?
Stay? Most people here are trying to leave. That said, if lodgings is what you're looking for, I've got a free room in the shack.
Her soapy thumb points to the building behind her. Oh, I mean, she said it was free, but I'm going to ask her, how much is it?
I won't charge you for it. Take it as a gesture of goodwill from the village to the RCM.
So you're just going to let me stay there for free, huh?
No one is using it, and God knows it's not much anyway. You can stay there.
I'm not sure it's appropriate for the RCM to accept free accommodations.
Oh, don't. It's your choice. No skin off my teeth.
I've already paid for tonight at the Whirling in Rags, but let's take this one too. All right. One more time. You're sure I can just have the room?
Aye. The room is pretty bare bones, but it's got a bed and roof over it. That's more than some folks have around here.
Let's see here. There's lots of, I could tell her bare bones ain't my style. I could say it would help me stay in touch with the proletariat. I could say this is the first chapter of my rags to riches memoir. This is a real Revacholian hospitality. Unfortunate that incremental development hasn't elevated this neighborhood yet. I see potential here. I'm going to go with potential here.
Any day now. I'm sure of it. Are you interested or not?
All right, let's get the keys to a new house.
Don't make an old woman regret opening her house to the place.
A key appears from under her apron, and she hands it to you.
Well, if you are not in the hostel in the morning, I'll know where to find you. Here, in a shack.
He's a little relieved you're no longer in that room.
Is he now?
Finally, you have those lame-os of matinees off your back, Bratan. This looks like a great place to bring chicks.
Now I kind of regret paying Gart up front. All right, washerwoman. What is in this fishing village?
Just us. It's barely a village anymore. We almost don't exist.
She sounds tired. I ask her, what do you mean?
This is pretty much a non-place. A gap. A blank spot on the map. Just a cluster of nameless shacks on a nameless street.
Well, there's got to be something here. Tell me about it.
Over there, you can find more of the same. Shacks and trees growing wild. That's the pox.
Between here and Jamrock, a dusty sea of old trees, all covered in industrial soot. Small houses under them, an overgrown park.
The pox. What's that?
An old military hospital and its surroundings. Or it used to be, during the time of the suzerain. After the war, it was turned into a goodwill hospital for shell-shock veterans and folks looking for some quiet in the old sanatorium gardens.
Sounds rather peaceful.
Now the area is crisscrossed with nameless streets and makeshift cinder block houses, shacks as far as the eye can see.
What happened to the hospital?
The goodwill ran out. The staff left and the place was shut down. It's long gone by now.
Who else lives in this village?
Well, there's Lillian and her kids. A few new folks live in the house to the east, but they're away right now.
She nods her head across the courtyard.
And then there's the drunks. Not a pretty sight, but there's little we can do about it. Home is home, even for them.
Oh yeah, I met a couple of the drunks here.
I'm sure you did. Nature keeps them in rotation. A new face pops up every now and then, and an old one disappears and is forgotten. This is who we are.
Is there any way to make a little money around here?
Here? For you? No, officer. The only money we have here is some coins the drunks tried hiding from their women and then forgot about.
So keep your eyes peeled for money stashed in little places.
Under carts, boats, in little boxes. It's not hard to find.
All right, let's talk about something else.
She nods, rinsing another piece of cloth.
What's further down the coast?
Not much. There's the abandoned church, the DeLorean Church of Humanity. It's been there since before my time, even.
Why is it abandoned?
Some things just don't fly, officer. Look around. Who'd go to church here? They built it 300 years ago. Must have been nicer then.
So, they don't hold services there anymore? The Ecclesiastes?
No, we've tried, but things just keep happening. Crime, accidents, other things. The place never stays open. It's a pity. It used to be such a nice church.
She said, frowning.
She's not telling you all she knows. Keep her talking.
I've got the feeling you're leaving out some stuff. What else is going on?
Well, there's that music. Music from across the sea. It started a few days ago, and now it's blasting even through the night.
Mysterious music, huh?
And now, suspicious-looking people are sneaking around the church. I don't like that.
Oh, mysterious music and people.
Perhaps the mysterious music is somehow connected to the case. A Rusalka or a half-demonic Apsara singing.
What else is on down the coast?
Before you get to the church, there's some ruins, an apartment complex, or some kind of electrical plant. Run-down bunch of houses, empty.
So which is it then? Apartments or an electrical plant?
I don't know exactly. A pre-war place. It used to be something. Before the war. I wasn't here then, you know. Was born in Samara.
Anything else of note?
Of note? The old fish market up on the boardwalk. But it's closed.
Who'd want to come to a fish market here?
No one. That's why it's closed.
Of course.
It was once a bustling place, back when I was young, and so was everyone else. Now, what catch we do bring in goes straight into a lorry for the Delta or somewhere else.
That's it? There's got to be more along the coast here.
What? You're one of those real estate people with big plans? If you want a development opportunity, you can check out the abandoned building over at Land's End. Used to be a supply depot, we think, sending goods and ammo across the bay. It's jammed shut though. We tried to get in, see if there was anything to sell or scavenge, but it's impossible. And now you know everything there is to know about this coast.
She drops a bar of soap into the bucket with a splash. I say, Washerwoman, why don't you tell me about yourself? Who exactly are you here?
Me? No one. Just an old washerwoman. Mother called me Isabel, if that's what you're asking. And my married name is Sadie. Now it's your turn, Mr.
Lieutenant Double Yfreitor Harrier Dubois.
Quite a handle you got there. So many titles. One of them double.
Say, do you know anything about a lost jacket?
What do you want with a lost jacket?
I want to make it unlost.
That's an excellent question, ma'am.
Let's play it straight. One of the drunks lost his, and I agreed to look for it.
He probably pawned it for booze and then forgot about it. You know how drunk men are?
Maybe so.
Are you getting a reward for it at least?
Nope.
What? You're fetching someone's missing laundry free of charge? Do you not have anything better to do?
In fact, he does.
The lieutenant glances at his watch.
None of my business, either way. How you spend your hours is up to you. Anyhow, you might ask Lillian if she's seen anything lately. That girl's got a way of attracting lost and broken things.
All right then. We'll speak to Lillian.
What's this? We're getting reports of normal, reasonable, temperate political opinions somewhere in Martinez.
That's me, Mr. Reasonable. Someone's got to keep it sane around here.
The air suddenly feels calmer, more transparent in a strangely tender way. Perhaps it's the hangover. Perhaps it's a temporary surge of serotonin. But something tells you it's time to become a citizen of the Kingdom of Conscience.
All right, first, where is this Kingdom of Conscience?
It is not a place. It is a moment in time that can only arise in the right circumstances. In all of human history, it's only been achieved a handful of times.
How does one bring about such circumstances?
Incrementally. Yawn. You'd get there faster with a little speed.
No doubt.
History's greatest catastrophes have been brought about by people trying to make the world a better place. Too quickly.
Tell me about it.
That's the genius of Dolores Day. She recognized that progress is meaningless if its gains are lost because of instability. Real, lasting change can only come about gradually, increment by increment.
I would tend to agree. Let's see. Number one, I could say, but what about all the things that are wrong now? Number two, okay, but what's the kingdom of conscience actually like? Or, number three, this sounds mega boring, count me out. We're going to go with, what about things that are wrong now?
Tisk tisk. Just because you live in the present doesn't mean you have the right to place your needs above the needs of the future.
It is problematic sacrificing the future for the present. You don't quite know what things are going to be like in the future, and you might not be capable of enduring that sacrifice very well at a later time when the bill comes due.
You may never live to see the kingdom of conscience. Your children may not. Even your grandchildren might not. But that's no excuse not to keep working. What a fucking joke.
My electrochemistry is not amused. All right, wait, so is the kingdom of conscience really about doing things or just preserving the status quo?
Do you believe the status quo is preferable to chaos and bloodshed?
That's a good question. Chaos and bloodshed are necessary sometimes if the status quo is bad enough. Certainly if the status quo is already full of chaos and bloodshed. It does not appear to be at this current time. Not quite bad enough to cause things to become more chaotic and dangerous. We're simple people like the little washerwoman here. So I'm going to say yes. The status quo is preferable to chaos and bloodshed.
There you have it. Sometimes holding the line is progress.
Okay, but what's the kingdom of conscience really like?
The kingdom is difficult to comprehend and even more difficult to describe.
I guess we're going to have to opt in to find out.
Partly because humanity will need to discard many of the categories that define and limit it today. The kingdom of conscience is post-capitalist, post-national.
Is it now?
It's also post-industrial, post-ideological, and even post-sexual.
Okay, so I'm going to opt in, but we got two ways to do it. I can be enthusiastic and say, sounds incredible, allons-y, let's go there right now. Or I can say, that seems fine, but I still want to live for the present. Oh, that's opt-out. The other opt-out is, man, that sounds like a terrible. I don't want to be a moralist anymore. Let's opt in and see what happens. Let's go.
Slow down, Mr. Reasonable. Did you miss the part about compromising and taking things slow?
All right. Let's get there eventually.
That's right. Remember, real democracy is just around the corner for Revachol. When that real democracy kicks in, a long time from now, we are all going to be so much happier.
Says my empathy. Well, so be it. Well, let's go in here. We have a new thought to process. The kingdom of conscience. What are we going to take out of there? Oh, it is still processing some kind of superstar. The volumetric shit compressor gave me bonuses. Let's see. All endurance white checks are unlocked. Learning cap for endurance raised to 4. We're gonna forget that. I don't have a skill point to spend. Nope. Nope. So we're gonna hold on to that and come back here when we have a chance. And I just had the thought that I have not saved it in a while. Quick save. We're gonna go, looks like this is the shack I can go into. We got some money. Let's go inside.
The door has seen better days. The layer of paint has started to peel off due to the salt and wind from the sea. Even the lock looks slightly rusted.
Well, let's unlock the shack door with the key.
I'll wait outside to give you some time and privacy to check out your new living arrangement. But just so you know, after we are done with the day, I'll still be staying in the whirling in rags for the night. We'll meet in front of the shack in the morning.
Okay.
The key turns with a satisfying click. You can enter the shack now.
Let's go in. We're going to check it out at the very least. Let's see. We've got a Krojev jacket, +1 logic. All right. New item gained. We've got a thought. The floorboards creak under your step. You see the waves, the sea, a church. Old science fiction magazines are on the shelf. Books about bird watching. An almanac from 39. This intricate heat engine hums quietly, giving out a pleasant warmth.
A brisk coastal wind still howls against the window of the shack. Occasionally, the waves crawl in under the foundation, producing a low hum.
I listen.
The room feels muffled, like you pulled your hat over your ears. Outside, it is cold and windy, but you're inside, and it feels safe and warm.
What is this place to you?
Who is talking to me? I guess we got some options here. I could say it's my new hangout, my forward base for the coastal part of this operation. I could say it's free. That's good enough. I could live here. Or looks like this is my new home. Wonder where the old one went. I'm going to say this is my forward base of operations for the coastal part of the operation.
Overhead, you hear the forlorn shriek of seagulls. Far below the birds, a wooden boardwalk filled with abandoned stands, tables and benches, echoes from a long-lost time. A middle-aged man stands in a rundown shack on the edge of a fishing village, listening to the heater hum on the wall.
Let's see. I got two options here. Number one, thank you, strange sensation, for a fair assessment of the current situation. Or number two, no, wait, I changed my mind. I want to choose again. I don't understand what that means. Let's go, that's a fair assessment of the current situation.
Outside, the howl of the wind has picked up. The waves crash against the stilts again. It's as if you think the thought, but in someone else's voice.
For sure.
Look under the floorboards.
How do I look under the floorboards? Oh, I can interact with something on the desk here. Lots of things to do in this one little room. I feel like there's too much. First, we're going to look at the new thought which has been processed.
Some kind of superstar.
Superstar.
They say the world isn't ready for a rock and roll cop. No one wants their state monopoly on violence to be mixed with celebrity worship. They claim to know it would be dangerous for detectives to rise to the ranks of demigods and have sexual encounters with barely legal cover girls. It would be insane, they say. To all this, you say, fuck off and die, in a cool voice. You people have no idea how good these cops are gonna get. They're gonna crack 20 cases a day. In the future, cops will be like astrophysicists, or prime ministers, or prophets. And you're the first one.
Ho, 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 ho. How about that? What are the bonuses? -1 logic at the price of self-delusion. Learning cap for visual calculus has been raised to 6. So too for suggestion. electrochemistry, and composure. I lose logic and I gain learning caps to all these things that, I mean, I'm nowhere near the cap. I'm nowhere near how high I could raise my abilities in those regards. So I think we're going to, I mean, I guess the only thing I can do is accept. There's no button for decline. So here we go. Yeah, well, that was unfortunate. But we're going to we'll just immediately forget that. And do Kingdom of Conscience instead. Kingdom of Conscience, internalize. Let's read this here. -2 to half light due to the effect calm water for the next hour and 25 minutes of research time. Problem. Heartache is powerful, but democracy is subtle. Incrementally, you begin to notice a change in the weather. When it snows, the flakes are softer when they stick to your worry-worn forehead. When it rains, the rain is warmer. Democracy is coming to the administrative region. The ideals of DeLorean humanism are reinstating themselves. How can they not? These are the ideals of the Coalition and the Moralist International. Those guys are signal blue. And they're not only good, they're also powerful. What will it be like once their nuanced plans have been realized? There we go. We are thinking thoughts. And we're also going to look in here. The jacket I'm wearing gives me +1 esprit de corps, +1 visual calculus. And I could put on a new jacket. That is god-awful. But there it is. Gives me +1 logic. We're going to put my other coat back on because I would rather wear that. But we are going to put this in the row of coats. There we go. Got all our clothing sorted out. And I no longer have a point to level up with, so we're going to forget about that. Now we're going to interact with whatever this thing is on the table.
On the table, you see a bowl of water, a rough soap, and next to it, a small hand mirror. A straight razor soaks inside the wash basin.
Should I be shaving right here, right now?
The water reflects back a vague image of your face. Nose bulbous and red, hair unkempt, wrinkles lining the eyes and forehead. The stash is gigantic. You'll be looking like a pansy without the chops. A fucking pansy.
Do I want to take off my mutton chops? I don't know that I do. I think I rather like them. There's a skill check. Let's look at this. What is this? Is that a mirror on the wall?
An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see the reflection of your face in it, such as it is, without the expression. It's just hairy.
Well, currently locked. Put a skill point into Encyclopedia to open this white check. We will be delaying that for the time being. How about this this bed here? Let's have a look at it.
The bed is comforting, if a bit run down. Still, you've earned a rest.
I gotta say, it's a nice little shack. I kind of dig it. The voice said look under the floorboards, which means do I need to go underneath the house itself? We're going to leave this space and do a quick save outside. Quick save. And it doesn't appear that I can click anywhere underneath house. Look at him waiting there in the corner. It's kind of creepy, Kim. She's talking some strange language. Suliram Yang Manis. Okay. Well, let's go talk to this person. Good to see you, cops. Thought you'd forgot this place even exists.
Hi, officer.
A woman in a raincoat stands on the quay, considering an overturned boat. A sword in a scabbard hangs from her hip.
Anything I can help you with?
Well, that depends. Where are we, exactly?
A fishing village on the seashore. This place doesn't really have a name. It's sometimes called Elysium.
And why is it called that?
The sign on the street leading here is illegible. Has been since they built this place.
The wind rattles her earrings. All right, I've got questions. The first is, what's your name?
The name is Lillian. People call me Netpicker. I think I have time for questions, and that was actually the second one.
Fair enough.
Ask her about the cool sword. Helps to break the ice.
All right, let's break the ice by saying, nice sword. Does it come with a story?
Unfortunately, the factory sold this one with a 3-year warranty instead of a story. It's to intimidate folks, mostly.
It is imposing.
It's a regular mass-produced sword, like a shovel or an axe. Nothing fancy, just for intimidation.
Well, why do you need intimidation tactics?
From time to time, people need a lesson in respect. That's just the way it is. Back in the day, I caught the eyes of many men. And believe me, men need a lesson in manners from time to time.
You think I could borrow that sword?
No, I'm afraid not. Tempting to confiscate the blade I use to keep these animals in check. You would put me in an early grave.
Well, why don't more women arm themselves if it's so effective?
What makes you think we haven't? The truth is that almost everyone in this life is scared and tired and stupid and too dull for that.
She's not wrong.
That goes for men too. But they put on an act for us. Pretend like everything's good and living in shit doesn't bother them. Like anyone falls for that.
That does not go for real men. It does not go for you. Show her. Show her the wonder.
You know what, Lillian? You're right. Most people I've met are scared.
Aye. No one wants to talk about how frightened they are. But only frightened people are really dangerous. And plenty of them are dangerous.
So where are all the men now?
Some went to patch their wounds, their lesson learned. Others were more thick-headed. And one of them, I ended up marrying.
Where's your husband?
Gone.
Gone... where?
To the waves. The sea took him. It was a long time ago.
I simply say, oh, and no more. I wait for her to continue.
He didn't respect the sea. Went out there, drunk like a skunk, and sure enough, one day the boat was found floating empty. The bloated corpse turned up 2 weeks later. Now, before you tell me how sorry you are for my loss, know that it was 4 years ago, and I've moved on. There's only so much mourning you can do for a drunk with sinewy muscles.
She really liked those muscles, though. It's in the way she pronounces sinewy.
I can minimize, say, yep, death is nothing. I shit on death. 2, you should have thrown yourself in the waves after him, and nod sagely. I'm not going to say that. Number 3, time really is the best cure for sorrow, isn't it? Or number 4, it's healthy to let go and move on. Got to keep the wheels spinning. And that's what I'm going to say.
Us working folk don't have the luxury to be bedsick with melancholy. I buried him, mourned for an appropriate amount of time, and went on. Life didn't really change that much for me and the kids.
She glances at the village where 2 little kids are playing with what look like rocks.
This is neither a touchy nor a very interesting topic for her.
She's bored with it. Let's move on.
She looks like she's ready to go on a date with another, better, drunk. Ask her. Both of you could need some action.
Should I ever do what electrochemistry says? He's looking for a thrill. And Miss Sparkle says, my favorite wizard, I missed you. Well, where have you been? I missed you too. Welcome back. I've been here the whole time playing games. Let's see here. What was I going to say? When does electrochemistry ever steer me right? It seems to be my addictive nature that got me into drugs and alcohol, as they say. And so maybe, sex addiction is not a good thing to be feeding to my electrochemistry either. Oh, Miss Sparkles was having life issues, she says. Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, it's good to have you back. We all have issues. Me, I got a subscription. Hey-oh.
Do it! Hit on the widow! It's the right thing to do!
Oh, Miss Sparkle says I watched SFO play part of this. Wonderful. We can watch me play the rest. And Tiamat D-Lord says she's back. See, you were missed by more than me. My horrific necktie agrees with my electrochemistry and says I should definitely hit on her. I could say I'm looking for someone. Maybe you can help. I could say idiot Doom Spiral over there needs his jacket. Have you seen it? I could say, what do you do around here? I can ask her, is that your boat? And I could suggest, let's see. Very low chance, -1. Kim's presence makes it awkward to hit on her. And -6, don't know a good spot yet. Explore the coast. Looks like I could come back and ask her out on a date at a later time. T-Matt says, I thought you finished this game. Oh no, my friend. We are going on week 3, and I don't know that it'll be over by the end of this week either. Apparently, this is a long game, and I am very slow. So, to recap on that, I've heard it said you could beat the game in as little as 15 hours if you just kind of, what is it called? Speed run it. I've also heard you could play this game for up to 90 hours if you explore every little nook and cranny and have every single conversation and complete every quest and collect every collectible. I will also not be doing that. So, we're going to be playing this game for somewhere between 15 and 90 hours. It's the best I can do. I may get to a point where I'm just over it and I'll kind of hurry up and have less conversations. But for now, I'm digging it. I like the voice acting. I like the story. I'm enjoying it, so I'm in no rush. So let's go with this. Let's keep it simple. We're not going to ask her out on a date at this time. Maybe later. I ask, I'm looking for someone. Maybe you can help.
Let's see. Who are you looking for?
She tilts her head ever so slightly. I'm looking for missing cryptozoologists.
I don't think I know what these are. Care to elaborate?
They are people who look for animals which mainstream scientists say don't exist.
Aha! Like snowmen.
Snowmen. I haven't heard about those.
2 odd guys have been wandering around here, nose in sand, talking nonsense about snowmen and the like.
Wait, and the like?
Right. Not only snowmen, also green men, monkey men, burning rhinos. You get the picture.
Where did these men go?
Don't really know. Further down the peninsula, I guess. I mean, that's where they were heading. Who else are you looking for besides snowmen?
Miss Sparkle says, I just remember with Dev, it's a lot of talking and reading, and he isn't great about doing all of that, so I don't know anything about the story. Ah, well, you've also missed the first 2 weeks, which basically ran out the first 2 days of the game. So here's one way to estimate where we are. I've heard it said you can beat the game in as little as 5 days, and we're currently on day 3. I've heard it said it can take up to 8 to 10 days to beat the game. So if it's 1 day per week, and it might take me up to 5 or 6 days in the game, we're looking at 5 or 6 weeks of playing this game. So buckle up. going to be a long road. You better go to the bathroom before we get in the car. It's going to be a long trip. Miss Sparkle says, okay, I'm eating dinner, but I'm here. Wonderful. Wonderful. You are free to simply enjoy the ride. All right, Lillian, I am also looking for a working class husband.
Yeah, I'm not really looking for that anymore. Not much into the middle class ones either. Could do with some landed gentry, but apparently they don't make those anymore.
Well, I understand your confusion, but the husband isn't for me. I'm looking for him on behalf of his wife.
I wish I could help you with that, but I haven't seen your working class husband. Maybe I can help you find someone else.
Miss Sparkles asked, is it as edgy or controversial as Dev was saying it is? I'm a poor judge of what is edgy or controversial. It's the autism, you see. I don't consider any of this remotely edgy or controversial. Sometimes I get the sense that other people do consider things edgy or controversial, but I have no idea what anyone else would make of this game. I don't even know yet what I make of this game. I may not have an opinion on the experience until it's all over. All I know is I'm kind of enjoying the ride. The game's got a story to tell. Lots of interesting people with their own personalities and their own perspectives on the world. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. This is a very well-written game. People put a lot of time and energy into conceptualizing what this world is, how it would function, and giving each person you interact with their own story to tell. For those who are curious, you don't have to be, but Miss Sparkle says, "True, this is true about you. That's why you're one of my favorite people." Oh, thank you. I'm not very judgy. I'm like probably one of the most tolerant people you'll ever meet. The weirdest, most unconventional, anywhere from completely normal to bizarrely outside the box is all kind of on the same level with me. I'm like, you do you. You're not hurting anybody. I don't care how weird you are. Sometimes the weirder the better because, well, that's unusual and I enjoy novelty. But, if someone's just kind of ho-hum, mainstream, normal, it's fine with me too. I don't expect you to be anything other than what you are. All right, moving on.
She seems genuinely sorry for not being able to help you.
Oh, well, it's very nice. She seems to be a good woman. Let's see. That's it. I'm not looking for anyone else right now.
Well, how can I assist you then, officer?
Say this fella who told me his name is Idiot Doom Spiral over there, one of the drunks, said he needs his jacket. Have you seen it?
Remarkable. That one already lost everything else, and now his jacket too.
Miss Sparkle says, lol, sure, Twitter might say otherwise. You're not wrong. But also, I have opinions. I have things I think are good or bad, right or wrong, but I pretty much accept people as they are. And there's that caveat, not trying to hurt anyone. And then there's communists. In my opinion, they're not people at all. They're property of the state. So, yeah, I don't have to care about them whatsoever. It's actually better if they're just kind of removed, physically removed, as they say. Not a fan of communists. So, but they're not people, so it doesn't count.
It's a good thing, too, that he has an actual police officer looking for it. Good old Doom Spiral. Upper management to the core.
Let's see, I could say I'm just trying to help out a stranger in need, or no one plays Johnny Jacket. I find it, I keep it. Number 3, I'm collecting evidence to charge him with petty theft. Or I don't really know why I do things. Everything just kind of seems to happen to me. I'm just going to help out a stranger in need.
That's sweet of you. It really is. I check around the abandoned fish market on the boardwalk. Drunks are inexplicably drawn to markets. Might be why they have such trouble staying in business.
Maybe so.
If one of them lost something, that's as good a place to start looking as any.
Well, Lillian, what do you do around here?
Like I said, fish mostly. Sail the waves, take care of the kids, pick nets. Right now I'm tarring a little skiff.
What else?
I sell the fish to people in the Delta to serve at their fancy restaurants. Authentic Insular Indian cuisine.
Is that enough to make a living?
Sometimes I also walk to the beach to see what the sea has given up. The sea is full of surprises.
Oh, there's a little hint to us to keep an eye out on the shoreline as we're making our way downtown, so to speak.
This is what is called a conversation. You don't have to be guarded right now.
Lillian, that is genuinely interesting. What have you found?
Wood, pieces of glass. Every once in a while we see dead bodies. Human, animal, fish, other odd sea creatures. A mine washed ashore once.
Ooh, that's dangerous.
Bottles, drugs also. Lost cargo in general. Most of the time it's just wood and glass.
Miss Sparkle says, but Dev is a commie leaf. He would think it is controversial, I assume we're talking about. I've heard him talk about commie fascist route, but let's something in passing. There are options for responding in dialogue that are overtly fascist, overtly communist, and then there's like a fourth option, but what the third option is ultra liberal. I don't like any of these options. None of my dialogue choices represent me, my libertarian perspective. Although, since I'm not going to go with either communism or fascism, I find myself picking the ultra liberal response more often than not. It's better than nothing. You know, it's a little metaphor for life here. I'm not going to get a libertarian candidate for president, so I got to pick between Biden or Trump. And I am not voting for Biden, I'll tell you that much. Miss Sparkle says, stop. Dragon Man, you know, I love Dev. He is, oh, no, Tiamat's, oh, that was Tiamat who said, but Dev is a commie. Yeah, I don't know that he is, actually. He may lean that. He's a leftist. Well, he's on the left. He's a lefty. I don't know if I call him a leftist. I don't think he goes so far as being a communist. He appears to have too many brain cells for that. And then Miss Sparkle said, stop, Dragon Man. You know I love Dev. T-Matt says, the Devs are Eastern European, and then the story People Art had a unionization feud. Oh. Dragon Man will never not enjoy your mean brat face. It's a joke about Dev, a.k.a. SFO. Yes. Hey, if you guys get his attention on the Twitters, tell him he should come do a dream interpretation with me. I offer people sometimes, but I don't want to hassle folks in DMs. I usually ask them once, and then if I never hear from them, whatever, I leave them alone. But if other people hassle them on my behalf, well, I can't stop you, but I can encourage you. You guys go back and forth about Dev. Wonderful. Well, good. Have your own conversation in the chat. You don't need me. Let's see here. She's found bottles, drugs, lost cargo, etc., etc. Tell me about the human bodies you found.
Well, you're barking under the wrong tree then, officer. I have no interest in floaters. Seen enough of them in my life already. Very unattractive bunch.
Wonderful. Oh, Miss Sparkles, you'll ask him. We really are buddies. Wonderful. Miss Sparkles, you should join me for an interpretation too. I'm not just trying to clout chase, although I am also trying to clout chase. Don't get me wrong. I am absolutely shameless, but I'll talk to anybody. You got a dream? Let's do an interview.
Yeah, maybe stay clear of the things reminded her of the floater she used to be married to. Just saying.
That's a good point. My suggestion just made a good point. I point at the overturned boat and ask, so I take it that's your skiff, huh?
Sure is. The Sun, I call her, coated with a fresh layer of tar just yesterday. It'll take some time for it to dry, assuming the sunny days continue.
All right. Well, thank you for the talk, Lillian. We'll be seeing you around. And Miss Sparkle says, I totally will. Let's do it. Oh, wonderful. I think you still have my Discord information, just DM me what might be a good time. Maybe next week. I am booked up solid this week, but please, I'm serious. Do that. A dream stream. Okay, go finish eating. Yes. T-Matt says, Ben, the inside joke on Dev is that he's a Canadian communist, but he does good content but takes bad stances at times. Oh yes, I've argued with him a little bit. Told him I think you're wrong, and he's shot back. And we've spoken ish. Nothing quite fully parasocial yet. We'll see. All right, what's this thought I've got here? Oh, I got one of those internalized thoughts, ready to unravel. Let's see what it is.
Apricot chewing gum scented one. August 2nd, early late summer. You're getting off the streetcar in Le Jardin, east of the river. Her father and mother are middle class. The nylon of her little jacket rustles next to you in the dark like autumn leaves. Her heels click on the pavement. You're walking up to the gate in front of her parents' house. She takes out her chewing gum and you kiss her. A feeling like electricity flows through your whole body. Immediately, you know that you've entered a completely different world.
Interesting. Okay, that is the apricot chewing gum. What's the bonuses? +2 to perception. Betrayal lingers everywhere. Our perception is just going to shoot through the roof. We're going to accept it. And I want to look over here. What is perception currently at? Perception is at an 8. We got perception out the yin-yang. Look at that. Look at that. Savoir-faire should be higher, but it's D-ranked for some reason. My logic, Encyclopedia, rhetoric, drama, all of these things are horrible. That's okay. I like the idea of having a perception be my highest stats. I'm very noticeable. Noticeable. I can notice things very well. I'm a noticery. Let's look in this box. Money. T-Matt says, so what level ups are you doing? It just gives different gameplay. I am throwing all of my points so far into thoughts. I have not leveled up. I've spent 1 point leveling visual calculus, I think, and every single point I've spent since the beginning of the game, other than that first one, has gone into these thoughts. And it is going into forgetting thoughts to make room for new thoughts. Unfortunately, I can't hold all these thoughts in my head at the same time as much as I'd like to. So I'm going through, and, you know, I think I'll probably keep perception boosted. At some point, I'm probably going to get rid of volumetric shit compressor and throw in something else. Ultra liberal dialogue options give +1 real. I'm using this one to earn money. +1 XP for every orb clicked. I like that. That gives me, in the long run, I get more money and more experience points to level up faster. I like this one. Critical success and failure thresholds lowered by 1. Meh. Makes it easier to fail, a little easier to succeed. Some of these I'm going to... Oh, and +10 cents from every green orb clicked. I might keep that. Failing red checks gives me health and morale. I might keep that one. I might let it go. I might let go of physical instrument because it's jamming up my encyclopedia. We'll see. Let's see. Miss Sparkle says, that's what you are spreading coin on internet whores. That's need to love, I guess. Oh, had to. Spending coin. I like this one. This gives me, this is the Col de Mamad Aqua. It also drops gives me like negative encyclopedia points, but this also shoots my perception through the roof. I've been getting so many more perceptions Anyway, long story short on this stuff. That's what I've been doing with my resources. It seems like I could go through this entire game spending points on nothing but thoughts. And I might do that. I think it's fascinating. Having them, discovering them in the wild, and then having them researched and sprung on me later. I get a autosave. I get a question, and then I get an answer, and I might get some neat bonuses out of it. So, and I'm kind of cool to just roll through the rest of the game as is. All right. Speaking of long story short, we've been at this a while. So what we're going to do is get out of this fishing village. Oh, nope. We're going to go look at some stuff. Let's look at some stuff here. The street sign is illegible below the graffito. How about over here? Hard to see the details. The colors, all warm and welcoming, are cozy, though. This is like a little planter box. A flower trough where nothing really grows. Maybe in spring. Let's knock on the door. Oh, we're going inside. Ruh-roh. It feels safe and warm in here, unlike outside. There's a bird on the wall. What if I get that and I take it back to Gart? I can literally take the taxidermy and I can sell it for 13. We're stealing taxidermy from this person's house. Oh, we're terrible people. Let's look at the fireplace. Industrial coal pellets burn with an orange glow. All right, let's talk to the kid.
Hello, mister.
A young girl, barely 4 or 5 years old, sits on the sofa. She is looking at you with frank curiosity.
She clutches a small stuffed animal. Occasionally, she twirls it around.
Are you Lillian's daughter?
Yes, I am. Little Lily. You know my mom?
She gazes at you with her big, big eyes. Oh no, it was only big once. Why did I see it twice? I would say yes, we met earlier.
That's nice. My mom is great. She's never angry or anything.
So this is just a game, but I walked into someone's house and I'm talking to their 5-year-old kid alone. Well, I mean, my partner's here, but this is still weird. I feel like I shouldn't be talking to this kid without her mom present. Like, that's not a good thing. So that's my own personal ick. But we're here, and this is just a game, so we're going to continue to talk to the kid. Let's see. Are the twins outside your brothers?
Yes. They don't want to play with me. They're older and play outside. They look the same. Sometimes I can't tell them apart.
They do look identical, right? I said the same thing.
They look identical.
Let's see. What is this? I ask, showing her the stuffed bird I stole from her house. I just stole the bird right in front. Now I'm going to ask her about the bird I stole.
It's a grouse.
She yelps, smiling broadly.
You might be able to get on Gart's good side if you replace the broken scooter you almost certainly broke.
I'm going to ask the little girl, can I have it? I know someone who really likes stuffed birds.
Sure. I mean, you already took it. I don't like it anyway. It looks angry.
Okay, number one, you can't just ask a 5-year-old if you can steal stuff from their house. They're either going to not give a fuck or they're going to be scared of you and say, yes, you can take whatever you want. This is all kinds of awkward and wrong. But I did ask, and she said it scares her, so I feel a little better about it. And now I have a quest to take it to Gart. All right. Let's ask her, what is that thing you are holding? As I point at her toy.
It's Lammy. He's my friend. Sort of. Like...
She holds the fuzzy beast up to demonstrate.
Lambie is a stuffed lamb that, admittedly, has seen better days. One of the eye buttons is missing, and the fur is tattered in several parts.
Well, pleased to meet you, Lammy.
Lammy usually doesn't like strangers. but you're also fuzzy, like Lammy.
Oh shit, if I'd shaved in the shack, maybe this kid would be scared of me too. Oh, because I did not shave. Maybe got a better interaction with the little girl. Good. I don't want to scare kids. Well, little Lily, pleased to meet you. Goodbye.
Bye!
The little girl's large, curious eyes remain fixed on you. Yep, we just came right into the house, stole a stuffed bird, had a suspicious conversation with a 5-year-old, and now we're leaving. Let's go before I get into trouble. Things I would never do in real life, but that's what video games are for. Let's do a hard save. It's been a minute. It's been an hour and a half almost. All right. All of that time, the first hour and a half, to literally run a tiny little circle around this village. And now we're heading out. What else is there to see? Let's come over here. Huh. There's like a... Can I get up onto this platform? How do I get up there? There's money near this abandoned shack. I clicked way up here. Oh, we got to go around this way, huh? We got to go way, way, way around. All right, let me stop right there. Because there's whatever this thing is. The beams are splintered. The bridge didn't collapse on its own. Artillery broke it. Lucifer the Doberman says, "Hola, amigo. Welcome. The gang's all here. Lots of friendly people." All right, here, I guess we're going this way. I should have gone up the coastline, maybe. There's these folks. There's all kinds of things to explore. There's too many things. We're gonna check out this building first. Definitely. Actually, we're gonna stop here. We're gonna look at this little shack. No boat in the boathouse today. Hey, we got +1 morale, magnesium, and glasses that give +1 to savoir-faire and -1 to visual calculus. Taking them all. Lucifer the Doberman says, "I will move back into my office to watch the Oilers game and you." Wonderful. Wonderful. Take your time. This boathouse is shoddily constructed. A strong breeze might blow it over. Hey, we're finding more money just laying around. Cool thing about sports is they are, you can watch them on mute and listen to something else. Ancient paint is peeling off the roof of this shaded bench covered in rust. Oh, what's on the wall here?
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other.
Look, Kim, even more bullet holes. Something definitely went down here.
Correct. The density of the bullet holes is unusual. Even in a general average bullet hole frequency in Martinez sense. Grim affairs. Meaning this is a lot of bullet holes. Looks like fully automatic rifle fire. Something you don't see these days.
Why not?
The manufacturing and sale of automatic rifles was curtailed after the revolution. The destructive power of such tools proved to be too much. We do need to retain some humanity in this world.
All right, this visual calculus, let's see. We examined bullet holes from the plaza. We examined bullet holes from the backyard. And we know about the revolution, but that still only gives us a 28% chance. So we're going to back out. I'm going to put on some clothing that raises my capacity with visual calculus. We're going to try this. We're going to walk away. We're going to go into our place here, and we're going to look at what raises visual calculus. These glasses raise visual calculus. Let's see. I have to go down the whole row here. I think that's it. That's the best we can do. Literally, I had one thing that raised my visual calculus. It's a bummer. But it gives us a slightly better chance. Slightly better. All right. But also, we're going to save Scummit. Because I ain't proud.
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner
That barely
to the
gives
other.
me an even chance. Here we go. Rolling the dice.
A row of
Oh!
ghostly shades stand facing the wall. There are many of them, a dozen at least, their heads lowered and eyes blindfolded. It's quiet.
Damn.
No sound, no movement. 10 meters away, other shades are lined up in an orderly manner, automatic rifles primed. A gust of wind blows by. The coats of the firing squad flap slowly in the breeze. The sun blazes high up in the sky, baking the planks, the sand, your skin. The order was carried out in the afternoon. A long time has passed since the moment of this fusillading. Rain and brine have since washed all the blood away. Not a trace remains.
I think to myself, what is this?
The abundance of bullet holes leads to two options. Either an inordinate amount of executions were performed here, or they did not use a conscience round, where only one soldier has the loaded rifle. Looks like this was a mass execution with everyone fully armed.
Well, let's have a look at the people who were against the wall.
A host of men, probably in everyday clothes, ragged from the conflict and covered in dust. They were not sitting, a common practice for executions in some nations, as demonstrated by the height level of the bullet holes. They stand, facing the wall. It's impossible to discern any details about their personality or background. Ordinary people, familiar, each and every one of them.
Who were they?
Leeches, fleas, and thieves, all the freeloader scum living off the hard work of others. Such is your belief.
Well, my esprit de corps, my spirit of being a police officer, I suppose, is telling me these were not good people that were executed. I would like to believe that good people were not executed, or that anyone who was not a good person.
Maybe you should change it. They were praying, screaming.
Well, damn. Esprit de corps and empathy disagree. All right, let's look at the line of soldiers.
7 men in combat uniforms and dark coats, holding automatic rifles aimed at the people. Soldiers from some side, but from which one? Men of duty, dark duty.
Who were these men?
Overpriced mercenaries putting down some rabid dogs. Someone's got to do it, right?
Let's look over at the person standing off to the side.
The commandant, the one who gives the order. Machine gun fire crackling through the air. The lights of the muzzle flashes dancing on his face.
Kim? Who was who in this execution?
I don't know. I don't know who died here, lined up beside that horrible wall. It could have been any of the parties involved in the revolution. Perhaps the ones executed here were the loyalist conservatives, killed by the communists at the start of the Civil War. Or it could have been the communists, put to death during the last stretch of the conflict by the coalition forces. It could even have been the employees of the failed R&D center down the coast, as their building was taken over by the revolutionaries.
What about the people from the coalition, the so-called moralists?
Yeah, it's very unlikely the coalition forces were the ones who died here. They were always the last ones against the wall. To be honest, if a coalition member was anyone in this situation, it was a commandant, the superior giving the orders.
And that's that.
A cold sea wind blows away the figures.
Okay, we did it. Let's do another hard save here. Let's see, yada yada yada. Miss Sparkle says something about Lucifer the Doberman blocking her. T-Mat says, blocked on what? Probably not. Who's your... Miss Sparkle says, who is your character on screen right now? I don't know what your character looks like. Well, let's go, let me show you. My character is... this guy. And actually, I can do you better. I can bring this up. That's him. He's got lamb chops and shades. Oh, I should change these glasses out. +1 visual calculus, -1 drama. And the other glasses I had were +1 savoir faire, -1 visual calculus. Well, maybe I just keep these glasses on for now. No reason not to. +2 drama versus +1 inland empire. Let's see. Miss Sparkle says, yes, on YouTube he does. I can't see him. It's fine. Miss Sparkle says, Ben, so you are playing as the guy in the glasses? This guy. And the other one is my partner, Kim. This guy. This is me and my partner, Kim. And this is him down here. The main character is the detective. And so I'm a detective of the Revachol Citizens Militia Precinct 41. Kim is a detective from the RCM Precinct 57, I believe. We have both been instructed to meet here and try to solve the case of a man who was lynched, hung in a tree out behind a hotel, basically. And here I am on now day 6 of the total time I've been in this city. The first 3 I spent blasted drunk, singing karaoke, harassing women, and otherwise making a nuisance of myself. And then Monday morning, Kim shows up and we get down to real work. Oh, Lucifer the Doberman says, tell Sparkles I wish I knew how to unblock her. I miss her a lot. And Tiamat is offering his instructions on how to do so. Okay. We got take the stuffed bird to Gart and find Idiot Doom Spiral's jacket. Here's what we're going to do. I just saved it. So it is time for my midstream break. I got to pee. I'm going to take the dog out with me. I'll be gone for about 10 minutes. And when we come back, we will carry on. So hang in there. I'll be right back.
Benjamin the Dream Wizard wants to help you pierce the veil of night and shine the light of understanding upon the mystery of dreams. Every episode of his Dreamscapes program features real dreamers gifted with rare insight into their nocturnal visions. New Dreamscapes episodes appear every week on YouTube, Rumble, Odyssey, and other video hosting platforms, as well as free audiobooks exploring the psychological principles which inform our dream experience, and much, much more. To join the Wizard as a guest, reach out across more than a dozen social media platforms and through the contact page at benjaminthedreamwizard.com, where you will also find the Wizard's growing catalog of historical dream literature available on Amazon, documenting the wisdom and wonder of exploration into the world of dreams over the past 2,000 years. That's Benjamin the Dream Wizard on YouTube and at benjaminthedreamwizard.com.
the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her.
Wait, what?
If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Now hold on a second. Don't you listen to him. What did I ever do to you?
She will do everything in her power to stop you.
Well, yeah. I don't want to die.
She'll charm, and she'll lie, and she'll promise you the world. And if she has the chance, she will kill you 12 times over.
Is he even listening to me?
Don't forget, the fate of the world rests on your shoulders.
You're not actually going to try and play me or anything, right? Because I wouldn't if I were you.
If you try, I'll kill you. As many times as it takes.
Okay, how's that for just about perfect timing? We're gonna let this play out because I got a thing about getting to the end of the video. There we go. All right, and here we are. I poured myself a fresh glass of socialist champagne, and you can get yours too. The custom cocktail for Disco Elysium. Got to head on over to benjaminthedreamwizard.locals.com. Become a member there. It's free to join, attached to my Rumble account, and you can get the recipe and drink along with me. All right. That's enough of that. Pull that off the screen. A little extra shilling on my return from the break. What do we got here? What did I miss? Miss Sparkle says, the voice doesn't really match. I hear large black man. I feel crazy because I felt the same way with the Dead Island game. The voice doesn't match the character. Yeah. As far as I know, the voice actor is a large black man. Oh, and there's the dog. Hang on. Come here, peanut butter. Come here. Come here. Peanut butter. Come here. Come here. Okay. Say hello. Say hello to everybody. Did you peanut butter? Mm. He's like, I don't like being on camera. Just put me down. There you go. Sit. Sit. Now he doesn't want to sit. He wanted me to pick him up. Oh, there he goes. He's getting comfy. Okay, peanut butter. He's a cutie puppy. Let's see. And then people talking to each other. That's fine. All right, moving on. What do we got here? We've got a chain link fence. The sign says, Entrée interdite. Interdite. Admission prohibited. Perhaps. An old ticket taker booth. No longer in operation. But I got a fresh thought attached to that. People paid money to park here. No one would pay now. You're not wrong. Am I going to be able to get through and get over here eventually? Who knows? We're gonna look around this side. Oh, nope. We're gonna come over here first. And in the box we find money and an extra can to return for money. Yes, our detective is broke, and he carries around a bag, which he uses to collect cans and bottles, because he's a piece of work. Okay, what else? Oh, look, and there's money on the ground. We were going to come over here and get that for sure. Coin collected. What else do we got? We got the front door to the theater. The door is not only barred shut, it is inaccessible. There is no getting in here. The game wants you to be damn sure. Oh, we have a found people. +2 logic, -1 perception. Is that a hat? Is it a hat? It is a hat. Oh, look at that. It's like a bicycle hat. I'm gonna wear Dick Mullen's hat. I like wearing the detective's fedora. If I really need to boost my logic game, I'll use that. But we're gonna put that sucker. Whoops. I guess we're gonna put that sucker up here. Keeping these things in some kind of logical order is not my strong suit, let me tell you. Wow, they're really gonna make me do all this rearranging. It sure are. It is what it is. Shirts and neckties and gloves and pants and shoes. There we go. Nope, one more. There we go. That's everything back in order. And there's nothing else of interest in this area. We had the experience there is to be had here. So be it. Wait a minute. What is this? More money in a box just laying on the ground. I guess we're kind of committed to going up this way. Let's talk to this guy. This guy looks like he is... Looks like these are the missing cryptozoologists, I'm gonna bet you. Let's quick save. How you fellas doing? Tell me a story.
Here we go. Nice and easy. No way out, little guys. Not out of this gem.
This is indeed Moral, the cryptozoologist. We found him.
There's a cylinder on the ground in which the man is arranging some netting. It looks like some kind of trap. He notices you.
Who's there? Oh, the police. Hello, officers.
Is that the police? Why are the police here?
I am the police, and I have no idea why I'm here.
Don't worry, Gary. I'll handle it.
You must be Moral, the cryptozoologist.
To what do I owe the pleasure?
Lena sent me. She's been really worried about you and is waiting for you to get home.
Hey, of course. Thank you for passing along the message. That
There's the
damn
dog
water
again.
lock is broken, and we can't go all the way around the A81.
The dog wanted up. He got down. Now he wants up again. Yeah. Come here. Come here. There he is. There he is. Peanut butter. Sit down. I can tell him that the water lock has been fixed and that it was fine when I crossed it. I can also tell him that I was the one who broke it. Let's not tell him the whole story. There's no need.
Oh, good. We should really be getting back. Gary could use a hot shower and a warm bed.
You know, anyone who says warm bed has got to be Australian. Possibly New Zealander. That's... My wife was here just a moment ago. I'm glad she wasn't here to hear me trying a terrible accent. If she was, I can hear her voice in my head saying, "Oh God," and cringing as she walks away. Peanut butter, sit down. Leave the kitties alone. Leave the kitties alone. Sit down. Sit. Sit. There you go.
Did he say we can go back now?
Yes, sir, I did.
Yes, Gary. We can go soon. If you see Lena, tell her I won't be long.
Oh, that means they're never heading back. But at least I've solved the case. I found the missing cryptozoologists, and I can set poor Lena's worried mind to rest.
Sir, your wife is waiting for you.
I just have to do one more round. See if the phasmid has taken the bait. Then we're going.
He refastens a bit of netting that has come loose in the wind. I ask him, tell me about this phasmid you're looking for.
Well, first of all, it's damn difficult to find, which is why we've been knee-deep in the reeds laying traps for it.
What makes it so difficult to find?
Good question. Being a phasmid of the order Phantasmodea, a ghost insect, it disguises itself as plant matter. In this case, the reeds. Awful lot of reeds around, aren't there?
There are many, many reeds. This is true.
And I suspect it may have also developed other specialised techniques to protect itself from predators, or scientists, in our present case.
What sort of specialized techniques is the phasmid using to hide itself?
It's my hypothesis that it has evolved certain electrochemical defences that allow it to interfere with animal perception, impeding pattern recognition, confusing the visual cortex. But I cannot describe how these defences work, much less how they evolved, without studying a live specimen.
And once again, the dog has gotten out of my lap and jumped down onto the ground. That's 3 times now? Yep.
Yes, It makes perfect sense. You're beginning to suspect there's something paranatural about this phasmid.
Moral, how big would you say this plasmid is? Oh, excuse me, phasmid.
I'm expecting it to be quite giant. One known species of phasmid, called the Megaphasmodea zoensis, is about the size of a grown man's forearm. So,
He leaves the conclusion up to you.
Seems puny, to be honest.
Why are you so interested in this stick bug? It doesn't seem to be as colorful as some of the other cryptids I've heard about.
typical rookie assumption. Insects are much more sophisticated creatures than those unversed in zoology give them credit for. Even simply catching a glimpse of the Insulindian phasmid would be the apex of my, of any, cryptozoologist's career. But to study it and its defences, find out how it stayed hidden so long.
He shakes his head.
Would be glory itself.
Well, what have you discovered about it so far?
Very little, I'm sorry to say. No one's ever captured a specimen, so all our information is based on first and third-hand accounts.
You're saying no one's ever found one, huh?
Not yet. That's what makes it a cryptid.
He says, holding up an index finger.
Just out of curiosity, if there's no proof of its existence, how do you know it's real?
I know it's real.
The cryptozoologist says, brusquely enough that even he seems taken aback by it.
By which I mean, I've heard enough first-hand accounts to believe quite firmly that the Insulindian phasmid is more than mere superstition.
Lena said there has been a sighting of it here in Martinez.
Yes, the most recent sighting was by a couple of teenagers along the coast here. That's what brought us to Martinez specifically. It's the first credible sighting in several decades. Admittedly, it's an unusual location for this species, but with all the sewage runoff upstream, it probably doesn't matter much anymore.
Have you considered that maybe the Insulindian phasmid has died out?
I have to resist the thought. Such an extraordinary creature is doubtlessly highly resilient. After all, it's generally thought to be capable of parthenogenesis.
Oh, please tell me what that is. Parthenogenesis?
Yes, the females don't need males to reproduce. Makes it easier for a species to survive in adverse conditions.
That's pretty clever.
Yes, the Insulindian phasmid is a very clever insect. That's why it's so damn difficult to catch. But as a scientist, I'll try my best to remain dispassionate.
Tell me a bit about your traps here.
Well, they may not look impressive, but Lena designed them quite cleverly, so I'm sure they'll do the trick.
Lena designed the traps, huh?
Yes.
He says, with some pride. Well, how do the traps work?
Simple. Attracted by the locusts, the phasmid crawls down the funnel and, having eaten its fill, can get back out. At least, that's the intention. The net isn't a perfect solution, but we didn't want to use anything that might damage the specimen's delicate exoskeleton.
What did you say you're using as bait?
Locusts. Nearly all known phasmids are herbivores, of course. But we've hypothesized that the Insulindian phasmid might occasionally prey on other insects.
Inside the traps, a number of locusts crawl and tumble over one another in a tiny, chittering swarm.
Moral, what will you do if these traps don't work?
They'll work, I assure you. The predatory hypothesis, using locusts as bait, accounts for the failure of previous efforts by other teams, which use plants. We have given this some thought.
All right, let me ask you something else.
Yes. What?
Lena seems pretty eager for you to return.
and I'm eager to return to her, I assure you. But I can't leave before we finish with these traps. My wife understands that just as well as anyone.
He looks to the south, where Lena would be.
Come on, Morale. We've been soaking out here for days. It's time to go back.
And leave the traps? Absolutely not. I won't let Lena down.
Come on, she wants us back. I'm soaked up to my nuts over here. We'll both catch reed crabs if we don't dry out soon.
I didn't know this particular phasmid was so important to Lena.
Of course it's important to her. She's seen it. A verified sighting, on record. One of only 4 this century, and it's hers.
Really? She's sighted this phasmid. She didn't tell me that.
Yes, that's how we first came to know one another, in fact. But that's her story to tell, not mine.
He coughs, then continues.
Needless to say, you must ask her about the mysterious phasmid.
Oh, definitely. We're definitely going to ask her.
Suffice to say, it's long been our dream to find proof of the Insulindian phasmid together. I can't abandon course now.
He coughs again, into his fist this time. And there's the dog. Peanut butter. What are you doing? You trying to come up here? Nope. He walked away. He's restless. He will not sit still. All right, what do we got here? I tell him, Moral, maybe you should go back to the whirling. Warm up a bit. Come back and check on the traps later.
No. The traps need to be monitored on a regular schedule. What would we do if the phasmid were to starve while we were sipping tea at the hostel?
And he's got a point there. But he's in rough shape after 3 days in the soaking wet. He's probably got pneumonia. Oh, I don't want Lena's husband to die. It's terrible.
He's dead set on this.
All right, what if we check the traps for you?
I didn't expect you to take such an interest in our work here, officer.
He looks at you with obvious surprise. Got some choices here. Number 1, cryptozoology and detective work are very similar. I like that one. That's a nice answer. Number 2, chaos is my method, and I am its scion. Number 3, I'm all in with this cryptid shit. I'm hooked. Let's go with the cryptozoology and detective work are very similar.
Yes, indeed. Both require a great deal of research, attention to detail, and, above all, persistence.
So where are these traps?
There are 4 in total. One is to the south, on this little peninsula, by the boathouses there. It's very near.
He points to the south.
Another we set in Land's End, to the northeast. It's behind a small sand dune there, on your way to the old radio tower, after the church. The third is set near the canal, where you crossed, by a concrete slab. A big thicket of reeds going up the slope, and among them...
He gestures to the trap in front of him.
You should check at least one of those before returning to this one, since I just said it. This one's more of a technicality, but still, better safe and stupid than sorry.
That seems like a lot. Do we really have time for this extracurricular venture?
Kim, the pursuit of knowledge is its own justification.
Is it?
He doesn't look too convinced, but the small shrug he gives indicates, why not?
If you think it's important, you have been right before.
Moral, what do I do if there's a phasmid in one of the traps?
Bring it to me at once. Just make sure the trap is closed tight.
And what if I encounter one of these phasmids in the wild?
That's highly unlikely, officer. But in the event you do, I'll spray you with a pheromone mixture I developed. It's made of musk and research chemicals. The pheromone should attract the insect to you, or at least prevent it from bolting at the sight of you. It's quite potent. Will last you about a week.
All right, then. Lay it on me. Thick, I say, presenting him my armpit. Moral the cryptozoologist douses you with the odd-smelling spray. A double helping as you present your other armpit. And then he gives you a satisfied nod.
This is the smell of dying lights, of longing crumbling into the water.
There will almost certainly be consequences to this choice. Probably if I had not done so, I would never find the phasmid, and I think I will find it. That being said, the flip side is there will be some consequence, some negative consequence. Someone will smell me when I'm trying to sneak around. Someone will tell me, get the hell away from me. Maybe the lady I'm trying to ask on a date will politely decline as she wrinkles her nose. We'll see. And Lucifer the Doberman says, at Ms. Sparkles, message me on Discord, just in case you missed that message.
I hope you're not buying this. It dispenses it without letting you touch the canister, so it would be precious like holy water.
It is precious. A single dose cost me 50 real to develop. Not that I expect you to understand self-financing one's own research.
He looks at the lieutenant with disdain, then puts the spray back in his pocket. All right, I'm ready. Let's get on to it.
Right, which means you two can pack up and go back to the whirling.
Whatever he thinks about this detour, it's clear that these men are exhausted and in need of assistance.
I feel like if I did not accept this mission, these guys, at least Moral, would die. I think that is entirely something this game is likely to subject me to.
Finally, someone's talking sense.
And honestly, I kind of want to find the phasmid now.
Thank you for your help. Gary and I will start breaking down camp. If you have any more questions, now's the time to ask. We'll be gone once you get to it.
New task has been assigned. Inspect the traps. This is apparently my last chance to ask him, how did you become a cryptozoologist?
I've just always liked animals and puzzles. Searching for cryptids is a bit of both.
I also like animals. More than puzzles, but I also like puzzles.
He seems reluctant to talk about himself, but he'll open up, if you prod a little.
So, you're living out your childhood dream here?
It's not child's play, just because I have to traipse through the mud every so often.
His eyes narrow. I ask him, well, why not just be a zoologist? You know, real animals are puzzling too. Oh, he's going to hate that. He's going to say, cryptids are real animals.
Real? I know you think one is a respectable profession, while the other is superstition. Everyone does.
We got some options here. I'm going to go with, honestly, being a cryptozoologist trumps most of the garbage I've seen people do.
My methods do not differ from other scientists. I simply draw upon a wider variety of evidence. And I have more hope that something truly surprising might happen.
Your nerve endings tell you there is no such thing as a positive surprise.
Well, has anything truly surprising ever happened to you?
No, as I said, I have yet to catch a cryptid, although I have come close. Close enough to keep trying.
Well, what kinds of evidence do you use?
Everything from forgotten regional lore to newspaper accounts, like the one that brought us here, to look for the phasmid. I keep a very open mind.
But you've never actually discovered a cryptid.
No. Very few cryptids are ever discovered, and not for a lack of trying. To stay hidden is a cryptid's primary quality. It's even in the name, cryptid.
So how many cryptids have been found?
Of the list of cryptids kept by the Cryptozoological Society of Chemney, which is 4,082 items long, About 2,000 have been confirmed as hoaxes.
There's the dog again. Do you want up or do you want down? What are you doing? Come here. Come here. Oh my God. And he gets up and walks away again. Peanut butter, you're killing me, Smalls. We're going to call this, if I were individually titling these episodes, I would call this the Canine Elevator. There he is. What are you doing? What are you doing, Peanut Butter? Hi. I already put you in my lap. I don't know what you want. You are... Come here. Come here. Come on. Did you go, boo-boo? Okay, sit down. Sit down. Jesus Christ, this dog. Excuse me. Carry on.
Two are categorized as confirmed discoveries. The rest are in differing stages of discovery, refutation, and data collection.
You're saying only 2 have proven to be real?
Yes. The Chateau Quan forest pygmy, who turned out to be an extinct species of primate, and a cave salamander from Yugograd, who is, honestly, quite unremarkable. It's in a zoo somewhere. We cryptozoologists are brutally honest with ourselves. More so even than the public. With cryptids, most cryptids are hoaxes or they are never found. That does not mean we should stop searching.
I nod approvingly and say, then the Insulindian phasmid will be the third, huh?
Indeed. If our expedition is successful, every paper in the world will report on it. From Revachol to Dushantu. It will be a zoological miracle.
The hair on your arms stand up. Electricity. Sounds like reeds hissing.
All right, then. Well, thanks for explaining all that to me. Now, about something else.
Yes?
Oh, boy. Let's talk about specific cryptids. This is going on forever.
All right.
I can't stop.
What cryptids precisely? I usually discuss these things with specialists, so I don't know what.
You need to ask him about specific cryptids. Cryptids you've heard about from Lena or his friend Gary. He won't just talk.
You said before you almost caught one. Which one did you almost catch?
A willow person. It's a long story. One non-specialists would find rather dull.
Well, what are the willow people?
They're not people, really. Some argue they aren't really animals, as they seem to have evolved directly from trees.
He says this in a self-explanatory, everyday manner.
They're very, very thin, almost flat in fact, and can camouflage themselves easily, wrapping themselves around trees and blending in with the tree bark. In that way, they're not too dissimilar from the phasmid we're looking for here.
So how many of these... Wait, hold on here. Wait, so I may have seen these willow people without knowing it?
You probably have.
How did you almost catch one?
Gary and I painted an entire grove's worth of trees in slow-drying paints. It was a bright lavender colour. I was hoping one of the willow people would get paint on it and not be able to camouflage itself. After waiting in hiding for hours, I saw a figure slip from one of the trees, a lavender shadow, dashing through the grove.
Wow, now the dog's chasing cats across my desktop. This is not good. And then what happened, Moral the cryptozoologist?
I chased it with a net. Not very elegant. You can't be elegant in the field. And, well, it was faster than me.
A lavender shadow.
Says Kim Kitsuragi, smirking.
I know you think we were snacking on funny mushrooms. It's easier to mock someone than to admit that the world might be more interesting than you've imagined. Furthermore, I'm not saying it was a confirmed sighting. I'm painfully aware of what goes into verifying such things. There is a serious possibility that I saw a squirrel or a trick of the light. I am my own harshest critic.
And Lena's sighting of the phasmid, is that...
Confirmed. It's 100% verified and meets all the standards of an authentic cryptid sighting.
All right. Well, I know about the most dangerous cryptid, the Gnome of Jeroma.
Formerly the most dangerous, yes. But do you know the most dangerous living cryptid?
I do not. Tell me.
He doesn't want to make it feel like you knowing it is some big deal.
That must be the evil apes duking it out on the giant ball.
The what?
The evil apes. I suspect I may be one myself.
Oh, you're just talking about humans. Well, yes. We are quite dangerous, but we're hardly cryptids.
He corrects his hat and says, as if it's the most sensible thing in the world,
The most dangerous cryptid is a carnivorous ruminant, known colloquially as the dread moose.
get out of here.
No, but we're not get out of anywhere. The dread moose is a widely reported cryptid from Arda. It subsists entirely on flesh, and has even been known to dig up fresh graves in search of sustenance.
Hold on. Does it also attack people?
Human remains have been found deep in the forest, torn apart, then trampled into the mulch by large hooves. Infer from that what you will.
Okay then. What does the dread moose look like?
Just like an ordinary Arden moose.
Well then how can you tell if it's the ordinary or the dread kind?
You can't. That's what makes it so dreadful and hard to identify.
I'm not completely sure about this dread moose.
The bodies found in the forest are just one piece of physical evidence. There's more.
Okay, what other evidence?
The recent surge in the moose population has hidden carnivores. The dread moose are effectively removing competition for both themselves and their evolutionary cousins.
Well, why would it need to hide its carnivorous nature?
Moose are already being hunted for sport. Can you imagine what would happen if they came to be viewed as predators?
Well, what exactly is the relationship between the carnivorous moose and regular moose?
The carnivorous moose are a very young species, the result of a genetic mutation that fared well in the process of natural selection. It makes sense that such a majestic animal with natural weapons, antlers, would...
Are there any reliable eyewitness accounts of this moose killing other animals for food?
One slaughterhouse at the outskirts of the woods in Vasa reported that its staff kept seeing moose in the distance. The moose would just stare at the building, as though they were waiting for something, its eyes bloodshot and full of cruelty.
Well, that does sound suspicious.
And that's not all. Some of the slaughterhouse apprentices went hiking by a nearby creek and saw a moose nibbling on an unidentified carcass. Anyway, there is more than enough evidence to justify a thorough search for the dread moose. Let's close the subject before it turns into an argument.
Oh, no argument here, just curious.
Here is a man who has had more than his fair share of heated arguments, and would, surprising as it may seem, prefer not to have any more.
Well, Moral, I know about the biggest cryptid, the Giant of Kokonur.
That's impressive, I guess. But have you seen it with your own eyes?
No.
Of course you haven't.
Well, have you seen it?
I haven't had a chance to travel to Coco North, No, and I likely never will. The Samaskill desert region has been embroiled in a small civil war for the last 8 years. I fear this mindless barbarism may have wiped out the elusive creature entirely. Sightings of towering luminosities have grown rare recently, while they once used to be constant.
I know about the Cryobacter catlensis.
Oh, everyone knows about that one, thanks to Professor Mijanu being the talk of the town for a time.
He coughs into his fist.
A bit of jealousy there. He'd want that glory, truth be told, even if he'd have to inject himself with bacteria to get it.
Although, probably because her life ended as a result of her work in Gutler, no one remembers her contributions to the search for the Nong-Ok.
What's the Nong-Ok?
A flightless cursor owl found in the Seminine Isles. Its long legs permit the Nong-Ok to run faster than any other avian, perhaps any other animal, who knows. When it's not hunting its prey in this manner, the Ok hangs from tree branches, like a bat, waiting to dive on hapless prey below on the jungle floor. Mijanu liked extreme animals, you see. One of the few figures of the academic establishment I respect. Really a shame she disappeared.
When did she disappear?
Oh, decades ago. In the 30s. I didn't know her personally, of course. The chasm of academic pretension still stood before us, even though she had unusual courage for someone from the other side.
Well, tell me about a cool cryptid. Any cryptid.
No offense, officer, but I'm not much of a pedagogue. I don't know what I would have done if Lena hadn't persuaded me to go back to field research. You should ask her if you want interesting stories. Me? I'm not a people person, unless you haven't noticed. And I don't make a good lecturer. My strength lies in field work and persistence.
He brushes an errant strand of hair from his eye. I respond, well, enough tales then. Let's change the subject.
By all means.
I suppose I'll get going then. And we've got a new thought processed. What's happening?
Kingdom of Conscience.
Ooh, we just had that earlier.
The Kingdom of Conscience will be exactly as it is now. Moralists don't really have beliefs. Sometimes they stumble on one, like on a child's toy left on the carpet. The toy must be put away immediately, and the child reprimanded. Centrism isn't change, not even incremental change. It is control over yourself and the world. Exercise it. Look up at the sky, at the dark shapes of the coalition airships hanging there. Ask yourself, is there something sinister in moralism? And then answer, no. God is in his heaven. Everything is normal on Earth.
Okay, and what bonus do we get? Moralist dialogue options, heal +1 morale. Learning cap for volition raised to 5. Learning cap for logic raised to 5. I guess we're going to accept it, but I don't think I'm gonna keep that one. Not really. All right, what do we got here? We've got 1 skill point to use at some point. We're going to save that. Also, we've got inspect the traps. Check the trap on Land's End, far northeast of the Feld building. Far northeast of the Feld building. Check the trap Moral just set up. Check the trap near the boathouses west of the Feld building. Check the trap near the canal you crossed south of the village. Well, we're going to get around to that eventually. And in the meantime, let's look around here a little bit. Anything to see? Nope. There was at least 1 green to inspect here. Tiny cages, carefully constructed. These soggy logs smell of ignition fluid. Still, They won't light up. How about this guy? Oh, does he have a whole unique
Hello,
dialogue tree?
I'm Gary. Very generous of you to help us out, officer. Yellow man. I mean, officer.
This guy must be part of the Racinist theory.
The lieutenant raises his eyebrows slightly and takes out his notebook. Yellow man? Feels significant somehow, him saying that. You should ask him about it later.
Maybe I run around in the dark when Kim's not around and I ask this fella about the mug I found.
I'm just waiting for my friend Morel to finish up with his insect traps so we can return to civilization.
Yeah, I'm more of a city boy myself.
I like nature, just not this bloody coast. It's mostly drunks and degenerates that come here.
Let's see. We got some options. Number 1, degenerates. I've been trained to identify the slightest hint of degeneracy by the preeminent authority on it. Number 2, drunks and degenerates. That's my crew. Number 3, sadly, I think I might be a drunk or a degenerate. Maybe even both. Or, nobody's perfect. I'm sure you've been tempted to drink. Let's go with that one. Maybe not. Hold on here. Let's go with number 1. Degenerates, I've been trained to identify them.
Oh, I didn't mean it in any scientific way.
His gaze shifts nervously to the pile of soggy logs at his feet.
Serious question time. This man is no innocent.
Excuse me.
No one is.
Gary, do you know anything about the man who was hanged behind the whirling in rags?
Oh, so that's what the RCM in Martinez is about. Great. Great to hear someone's finally taking care of that.
He nods in sincere approval.
So you do know something about it?
No. Nothing. He was some kind of mercenary. But everyone here knows that. I'm just glad to hear you're looking into it. That's all.
Well, looks like I'm going to ask him right now. Gary, is this your mug? Hold up the yellow man mug.
My mug? Why would you think that?
We got some options here. I could confront him directly. You said yellow man. That's not something many people go around saying. Number 2, it seemed as if you were calling to it longingly when you cried, yellow man. Or I can see you recognize it. It's in your eyes. I'm going with number 3.
I may have had a similar looking mug in the past. That's all.
I don't know, Gary. Still seems suspicious. Did I mention the mug was found at the scene of a lynching?
Okay, I admit it. I threw the mug away in the trash container behind the hostel. I know I shouldn't have, and I am very sorry, officer.
He pauses.
You're not going to find me, are you?
Shit. I can get 20 real, 100 real, and maybe even 250 real from this guy. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say, nah, Gary. I just want information.
Whew. Thank you. You won't regret this. I won't use another man's property to dump my garbage ever again. I don't know what got into me, really. Work has been stressful lately. Damn Koiko's price dumping us out of competition.
What did you do, Gary?
Nothing. Just answering some questions. Helping out the law.
Here we go. Start pumping that sweet info.
How did you get into the trash container?
I know a guy who works with the trash collection services. CS Municipal. He gave me a master key for the trash containers of Martinez.
Why would you need to get into everyone's trash?
So I can use the Whirling's trash compactor to store my own stuff. Garbage disposal is expensive as hell. The damn Bohemians run it like a mob.
He's got a criticism for every race.
I'm sorry, okay? I thought I could cut costs. I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have disgraced myself.
Disgraced? No need for the histrionic, sir. It was, after all, just a trash container.
Gary, did you put the clothes of a murder victim, the man who was hanged behind the Whirling in Rags, into that trash container?
Officer, please. Let me explain. It's not like that.
Okay. Explain.
I was only cleaning up. I live right across the yard from where he was hanged, and I saw him stripped naked. All the clothes lying around in the yard, smelling. People are animals, you know?
Yes. What happened?
Then I came out to clean up the rags because no one else would. I put them into the Whirling's trash, along with a broken mug, admittedly.
He changes his mind mid-sentence.
Okay. I was coming to throw the mug away, and, well, I threw the mug there and the clothes too.
Well, now we know who did it.
Right. It was just civic duty.
The lieutenant remarks drolly.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was. Civic duty.
As he shifts uncomfortably, a series of clicks, like the clinking of glass beads against one another as they roll across a hardwood floor. You've heard this sound before. But where?
What's that strange sound?
What sound?
That clinking I just heard when you moved.
Really?
He fans his arms out slowly, and this time his motions are soundless.
There's lots of weird stuff out here in the reeds, though. Insects, trash. Could be the wind shifting some garbage nearby.
Every day, the wind shifts the reeds and whatever was left in them. Tambourines and condom wrappers, plastic and glass bottles. The smell of decay. The sound you heard was not the sound of something easily abandoned.
Gary, you wouldn't know anything about the victim's missing armor, would you?
Armor? No. I mean, yes. Of course. I know he was wearing armor, but I don't know anything about it.
All right, let's move on for now.
I hope I could help your investigation, in my small way.
I responded that I would want to wear the armor, so I get a +1. I heard the clinking sound, so I got another +1. This is coming off my composure. I'm going to thank him for his cooperation. We're going to leave and save Scummit here. Hang on. Quick save. We're also going to look at how to boost my composure. Is there anything... Okay, it looks like none of... I have no deficits, negatives to composure. We're looking for composure. Swear to God, one of these things actually did give me... Yeah, this jacket gives me a composure boost. Oh, that's these pants are -1 composure. And the shoes, +1 composure. All right, we're going to try this again. Excuse me. We are going to, once again, quick save it. Go back in here.
Always a pleasure to see. I mean, officers.
Now we got a 58% chance. Let's go.
That shirt looks very uncomfortable on him. Look at the buttons, barely keeping that thing together, as if something is ready to rip out from underneath.
Is it his massive musculature?
No, he's scrawny. Try again.
Is it something worn underneath?
Yes, like a piece of ceramic armor, for example. one that makes a clicking sound when the plates meet each other, resembling pearls or marbles, stolen from the corpse in the yard near where he lives.
Gary, I see you're a connoisseur of high-quality combat gear.
I knew you'd figure it out, officer. I'm sorry I didn't tell you at once.
He unbuttons the shirt.
I was ashamed of what I did. And I didn't want you to know.
You see gleaming white ceramic shine underneath. A thin layer of interlocking plates covers his gaunt torso.
This shame is surprisingly sincere.
Gary, what's going on?
Later, Morale. I've got apologizing to do.
No, you've got explaining to do.
The lieutenant's tone is ice cold. Let's see. I can say, give me the armor. Let's start there. Give me the armor right now.
He sighs again, hangs his head, and unbuttons his shirt fully. A cuirass that matches the dead man's boots comes into view. Soon it is in your hands, smelling of his sweat.
Item gained, the Fairweather T500 cuirass. All right. Tell me, Gary, why did you really put those clothes in the trash?
Everyone was picking those pieces off him, and I was watching them do it. And they'd scattered his clothes all over the yard. Everything was smelling.
He looks down at his feet.
So I went there to take out the trash and started cleaning up. All those rags on the ground, him swinging up there, and I had a lapse of honor, sir. I thought, he's a foreigner. They all say he wasn't from here. Only the cuirass was left, so I stripped it off him. It was early in the morning. No one saw me. I took it with me. It was a mistake. Had I known it'd give you guys trouble, I wouldn't have... Fuck.
His lips start quivering.
It's okay. It was a loose end, and you are tying it up now.
I'm so fucking sorry I called you Yellow Man. Sealite officers commanded the suzerain's navy. Most of them sided with the king when...
He shakes his head.
It's difficult to say what the lieutenant thinks of this historic apology. His face does not belie emotions.
Gary, just tell me, why did you lie to me?
Because I was weak. I should have told you the moment I saw you. But...
The hell, Gary? You in trouble?
I'll explain later.
He doesn't muster up the strength to yell. Gary, do you know who killed the hanged man?
I always thought it was the Union. Some Union hardasses lynched him because of the strike. But almost everyone in town knows that. I wish I could tell you more.
He shakes his head. And I ask him, are we done here, Gary?
Yes, absolutely. I will never do anything like this again.
All right, and I've gained 30 XP by solving the task, who put the clothes in the trash? And you know what? We're not going to ask him the other questions. Not interested. I think I've heard enough out of this guy. I'm glad we talked to him. I thought they were birds of a feather, and talking to one meant talking to all of them, like some of the other groups of people we've seen around. Good enough. Well then, Gary, thank you. Oh, Gary the Crypto-Fascist is his name. Ooh, there you go. Well, thank you for your cooperation, Gary. And he says people are starting to think, waking up. Let's do a hard save. That was some interesting progress, and we got a new piece of armor. So we finished one of these things. Look at that. +1 pain threshold, +1 volition, -1 empathy. And if we put it on, it goes in the shirt slot. And what did I take off? +1 conceptualization, -1 suggestion. How far down is where's my empathy at? Empathy. Do I want my empathy to drop? What is my empathy at? Empathy's at a 3 instead of a 4. I would say maybe I don't need to wear that right now. Let's put the other shirt back on. I just wanted to see what it was. And it goes in the shirt slots. So let's put it here. Bing, bing, bing. Oh, let's actually put these boots back on. And my regular jacket. The one I like. I like this jacket. I like that combo with these silly +1 interfacing from leather gloves. What are these? This one does half light and electrochemistry. Okay. What do we got under items? Oh, we got this ruffed grouse taxidermy. All right. There was another thing to see over here. Let's go look at this thing. A buoy bobs in the water. The number on it says 11.
That patch of reeds over there, it's a great place to hide something. Kind of out of the way, being so close to the water.
Wait, I can't see anything interesting.
You don't have a reason to. Yet.
What's this about, Inland Empire?
Nothing. Just a hunch. The hunch passes, leaving you there, by the old boy bobbing in the water. Time to go.
There is apparently a nifty little hiding space here for something that I don't have a reason to notice yet. A very strange thing. Oop, I'm having a perception. It's almost impossible to get a fire going this near to the ocean. These heavy military blockades are riddled with bullet holes, crumbling. Oh, there's a can over here. Am I going to find money in the can? I did indeed. All right, how do we get up onto this thing? I think we're going to have to go around here somewhere, huh? Oh, we can't go any further this way. We found a dead end. How about that? Let's try this. Nope. Nope, can't do that either. Okay, I told it to get me up here, and now it's going to find the way, which will allow me to talk to these folks. Okay, that's the way up. Well, let's do it. Let's go on up here. Oh, nope, there's a box. I'm going to loot the box first. What I'm going to do is change my mind like 17 times. Ooh, and what's this? The rear tire of a motor carriage adorns these reeds. Okay. What do we see up here? What is this place? Bars cover these long, dusty windows. We're about to have another conversation with these folks as soon as I'm done over here. Money. I'll take it. Oh, and apparently I'm going to look up at this thing.
You see a once bright mural towering above you. The signage has peeled off over the years, but you can still make out Feld Electrical R&D.
Okay, so this is the reference point for where these traps are, like north of the Feld building, etc., etc. So I'll need to remember this place specifically.
A slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago. Now, only a shadow of peeled letters remains. It says, "Tomorrow is just a whisper away."
And I say to myself out loud, tomorrow is just a whisper away.
Looks like tomorrow never came.
The lieutenant raises the collar of his bomber jacket. I turn away. That's it. What do we got here? I'm noticing something. Another power box. It charges nothing now. It's empty. Well, alrighty then. Yep. How about this? What do I notice here? This fence blocks the path. There is no way on from here. Well, what do we got? We got some things that are locked. Let's bust out our tools. Crowbar. Crowbar time. I found a Nosafed for +1 health. And $5.25 or 5.25 real. I'll take it. Very nice. All right, and here we are back to this area. We're going to do a quick quick save. Maybe we're going to consult our... Oop.
The remaining windows rattle from a strong gust of wind. They're covered in a thick layer of grime. They must have been like this for 40 years.
I attempt to look inside.
Dripping water falls from a high place. All you can see is the shadow of a collapsing staircase. There's rust and corrosion on the bars. They're foaming with it. And a small layer of white salt from the sea.
Lieutenant, can you make out what's inside?
No. I won't even try. You know...
He takes his glasses off.
I had a partner once. They called him Eyes, because he had to show me things. It's that bad.
Kim, you can still shoot, right?
Well enough, actually. It's odd how that works. I'm no sharpshooter, but I pass my shooting courses 7 out of 10.
It's pretty good. 70% hit rate. All right, we're going to do this again. We're going to do another... Well, let's do a hard save. Screw it. It's been a minute. What else are we doing around here? Oh, looks like there's something we could interact with on the roof if we can find a way to get up there. Okay. Quick travel unlocked. This is the church. Buzz, hum. The electricity flows through the wires with audible power.
Someone has left an unidentifiable article of clothing on this railing. It smells really bad.
We can touch it, or we can just take a closer look. Let's do that.
It's streaked with dried seagull shit and tangled with pieces of seaweed. A dangling arm suggests that there might be a jacket beneath the crust of filth.
Is this Idiot Doom Spiral's jacket?
Please tell me you're not taking that with you.
Kim, I think this is the jacket that Idiot Doom Spiral guy wanted me to find.
I'm sure he'll be thrilled to have it returned.
And we take it. Use the interact button in your inventory to inspect the item. Well, let's do that.
As you hold it in your hands, it makes an uncomfortable crunching sound.
Man, how did this jacket get so disgusting?
It's a sordid, filthy tale, not for the weak. Are you sure you can stomach it?
Yes, I think about it.
It occurs to you that you're not even holding the jacket itself, but rather the thick crust of jetsam and seagull shit that ensconces it.
For sure.
It smells like a dead sea creature, tangled in grey strands of seaweed. It must have spent quite some time in the water before the tide deposited it ashore.
Okay, that's gross.
Why? Why did you think about it? Look at your hands. They're covered in muck.
Ew, ew. I flick my hands.
Now you're just flicking that shit everywhere. This is a disaster. You'll never get the smell out.
Now I smell like insect attractant and seagull shit. Okay. Oh, that happened. Actually, let's put away the crowbar. Don't need to walk around with that in my hands. Feels threatening. I'm also going to restore a little bit of my morale. Oh shit. Let's get in here. Hey, we got bottles. And then we're going to come over this way because I saw something down here. What is this? Someone must have worked hard to smash this plastic dome. It is a telephone.
A metal payphone under a yellow plastic dome. You could use it to call someone, unless you're out of change.
I pick up the handset.
You hear the tone. The machine is inoperable.
I put in 10 cents and dial a random number.
Calling. Still calling. This feels wrong. Should you be doing this?
I have no idea, but here we go.
End of tone. Someone picks up.
Pierre, is that you, Pierre?
The voice is female and sounds about 100 years old. Let's say yes, it's Pierre.
So nice of you to find the time to call me. It gets so lonely. Even the animals have died.
What kind of pets did you have?
Are you sure you're Pierre? Your voice, it's different. There. Chrysanthemum.
Her voice is drowned in white noise. Sounds like waves washing a beach, growing in volume until the call suddenly disconnects. You get a sinking feeling. It makes you look if Lieutenant Kitsuragi overheard you. To your relief, he did not.
I put in another 10 cents and dial another random number.
Calling. Still calling. Again? Seriously? Someone with a masculine voice picks up.
Hello, Gerard speaking.
Gerard? What a douche name. Change it. Change your name. Or I could say, sorry, wrong number. Let's just say wrong number.
Don't worry about it, buddy. Happens to all of us. You have a nice day now.
Hey, he was a cool dude.
Phone hanging up. Disconnect tone.
Yes, I'm doing it again. Here we go.
Calling. 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 Still calling. Still calling.
Stop calling me, man.
Someone picks up. The voice on the other end is slightly hysterical.
I'll get you your money, alright? I just need till tonight. Let me work.
You seem to be in some kind of trouble. Maybe I can help you out. I'm a police officer.
The phone gets hanged up fast as lightning. All you hear is a little shuffle of nylon as the hand moves on the other end.
Well, that didn't work out.
Disconnect tone.
Kim lets you know he's ready to move on now. One more time, Kim. One more time. This is fascinating.
Calling.
I'm tired.
A man answers, fast this time. His voice is hoarse from cigarettes. You hear typing in the background.
Sounds like he hasn't talked to anyone in quite a while.
Is there anything I can do to help you? I'm with the police.
There is nothing.
The man disappears with a sigh.
Well, that doesn't work very well.
You do not hear the customary disconnect tone, just silence in the handset. The machine is still waiting for you to dial a number. Lucky you, the call went too fast for the payphone to register. You can still make a new one without paying.
Okay, I've chosen the sorry cop option, which gives me a +1. I have the smells like betrayal, which also gives me a +1. My interfacing is at 3. High chance this succeeds. Let's roll. Roll them bones. Oh.
You close your eyes and put your index finger on the rotary dial. Then pull down on the number. Then move one up. And repeat the motion. Twice. Strange. This is not how you started before.
Keep dialing.
414447. The rotary dial feels cold from the sea air.
I keep dialing.
1117361. Your fingers keep moving like a spider. Every time the ring rotates back with a little ring of metal, like a bell tolling.
There's more?
Yes. 451-67451. You are going deeper now, into some unknown place, far away from this island of matter and its telecommunication networks.
I finish dialing the number.
451. You have dialed God knows how many numbers. The headset has been waiting silently to relay a signal. Surely nothing can come of this, you think. But it does. A connection. An ultra-long distance call. Your ear fills with a crackle, the wash of a strange ocean full of white noise. A little bird starts ringing in there, not like the local calling tone before. No, a small ring in a cage of distortion, far away, a distant network of phones. Calling.
What is happening?
Calling in the night.
Ooh.
The saddest sound in the world. Both pitiful and terrifying. You feel your pulse rising with each ring.
This is kind of exciting. I was hoping something would happen. What's going on?
Calling still. The handset starts slipping from your sweaty palm. Your breathing is heavy.
Oh, shit. This is a red check. It cannot be retried. Volition, chance, impossible. Hang it up. What is going on here? Kim?
The lieutenant is too far away to hear your yelp. The sea wind blows.
Volition, impossible. I'm going to try to hang it up.
You can't. Some strange force is keeping the headset glued to your hand. Your ear listening to the ring in the speaker. Calling. 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 Calling still. Then the ocean breaks. Out of the depths, a woman's voice emerges. Small. The dearest thing you've ever heard.
I feel like I'm about to die. And I haven't saved it in a minute.
Hello?
She sounds sleepy. Hello, I say. She hums, her voice warm from sleep.
Who is this?
I am an ultra-high net worth individual. I understand how reality works. I have seen into it. My mind is clear.
You're not a high net worth individual, Harry. You're drunk.
Oh, shit. I'm not drunk or high. I'm just hurt. Why does it hurt talking to you?
Oh, God.
There's silence. It's heavy as tin. The white noise howls. I can say, hey. I can say, are you there? Or I can say nothing. I'm going to say, hey.
Do you know what time it is? It's so late here.
It sounds like she's looking for a clock on the nightstand.
It's 4 o'clock, Harry. I need to wake up in 2 hours.
We got some choices here. I can ask her, you want to party, baby? We're not going to do that. I can ask, I want to talk about me. Who am I? You sound like you know me. Number 3, where are you? You sound like you're in another world. Number 4, where are you going in 2 hours? Or number 5, I'm the law. I'm a detective. I'm doing a case. There's a hanged man. Who am I? It sounds like you know me.
What do you want to talk about that we haven't talked about already?
Oh, shit.
This is bad. You feel your right hand on the handset cramping up with pain.
My head hurts. I'm gonna have a heart attack.
Oh no, please stop. Please, let's just hang up.
You know what? Before it kills me, maybe I should. I feel like if I keep going, it's gonna turn out badly. I do want to ask her, where are you? It sounds like you're in another world.
I'm in my rover, sleeping.
Where are you going in 2 hours?
To work.
No response, only a sigh. The connection crackles like burning paper.
I'm going to tell her I am the law. I'm a detective. I'm doing a case. There's a hanged man.
She does not answer anymore.
I'm going to solve it.
Harry.
Disconnect tone. The machine ran out of money.
I think we're done there. I don't want to hassle her. Nope. Nope. Wow. That was the woman that broke my heart. Reading her letter, or that I broke her heart, or that I'm just broken. A broken person. We're both broken people, maybe. We are saving this game. Hard save. Ooh, it's been a minute. All right, let's go return this guy's jacket. Oh, wait a minute. Let's stop here for 2 seconds and look at this thing. Rust-eaten letters that read Mazout. Okay. What do I have in my inventory? Why is it showing me? All right, that's enough. We're going to run this way. We've got a whole big-ass area over here to explore. Oh, what is this? The water runs from the west. The source is upstream. Broken pipe? Maybe it is. Shit, perception. A little black swallow circles above you. You hear it chirp. Okay. My perceptions are high, man. They're telling me all kinds of things. Let's have an interaction with this fellow, and then that's going to wrap up the stream. What do we got?
Tequila sunset.
He nods in appreciation. Idiot Doom Spiral? I found your jacket.
Ah, tequila. I knew you'd come through. That's fucking great, man.
I hand him the jacket.
Let me see. What? This isn't my jacket. My jacket was beautiful. This is fucking filthy. What am I supposed to do with this?
What do you expect? You left it outside for a week.
I'm not taking a disgusting pile of hobo rags. I may be in an irrecoverably decaying orbit, but I've still got standards.
So he says.
Either bring it back the way it was before, or find a dumpster to burn it in.
He hands the jacket back to you.
You know, despite the guano, it looks like the jacket itself is stain-resistant. It may just need a good scrubbing.
Do we have a new mission then? All right. It looks like maybe we do. Wash the dirty jacket. Maybe I will end up keeping it. Let's see. Let's look at our stats here. Harrier Dubois, Lieutenant Double Yefreitor. I have the score of 4 as a superstar cop, 2 as an apocalypse cop, 7 as a sorry cop. I've apologized quite a bit. 7 communist responses. What? 3 fascist responses, 9 ultra-liberal responses, 4 moralist responses, 11 good cop, bad cop. Don't know what that means. 3 honorable responses, 3 people killed, 216 cases solved. I think they're adding all of my solved tasks to that list. Okay, and here's the funny thing. This, my friends, is where we started our adventure today, standing in front of this group of folks, getting ready to go out and talk to other people. And here, indeed, is where we will end it. We're going to hard save this sucker one more time. And that will bring us to the conclusion of this Monday stream of DreamWizard Plays, number 401, Disco Elysium, Director's Cut in 2021, Part 11. Join us again, if you would please, tomorrow between 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. Pacific for Part 12 of possibly 30 or more. Who knows? I hope everyone out there is finding this as fascinating as I am. It's a very slow-moving story. There's a lot of listening to people's stories, but I want to know. I want to know about these people. I'm genuinely fascinated by this game. It is. It has so far been money well spent. I'm not going to deny it. And I think we've got twists and turns, surprises aplenty in the future. Things that I could not predict if I tried. So, on your way out, would you kindly like, share, subscribe, tell your friends to come back and join us tomorrow at 5 p.m. for the next installment. And in the meantime, in between time, I am the Dream Wizard, and I thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.